Hello, friends. This is Akul Mac Live, and I am Chandrakant. Before we start, I must tell you that we are going live, and from whichever part of the world you are watching this program, you can actually use the chat function in your social media platform, and you can engage with us. And also, this video is sponsored by Performance Works International. The description about them is given in the link, which is part of the description. You can actually go there or wait for this video to continue, and we will tell you more about Performance Works International. So, what is the news today? The news today is very exciting, and that is India has done it again. India has rolled out first time in the world approved a DNA-based COVID vaccination, and I'll tell you why this is such a big deal. DNA-based vaccination were invented in 1900, but so far, do you know, friends, that it has never been used on any human? And although the scientists believe that it is the best method to eradicate different kinds of epidemics, pandemic, etc. But for whatever reason, it has not been used. None of the DNA medicines have been used on humans so far. Although all the scientists believe that this is a most novel way of eradicating diseases. But now we have an Indian company called Cadila Zicus, which has done a lot of research, and they have actually done, they are rolling out this DNA-based medicine for novel coronavirus, which is also called as COVID-19. So I will actually start the discussion by telling you more about why the DNA medicines are better than the usual protein-based medicines. Let's understand how the coronavirus actually attacks, in the first place, and why it is called coronavirus. I think by now most of us know that the coronavirus has these crown type things, spikes as we call them. They get stuck with our cells, and then this is how the corona actually is very effective and infectious because of these spikes. These spikes are made of proteins, and they carry the genetic signature of the coronavirus. Now, to make the protein-based medicines, all the medicines, all the vaccinations that we have got today, whether it is Pfizer or AstraZeneca, and if you come to India, it is Covishield, Covaxin, Sputnik, whatever different types of medicines that you might have been injected with are all protein based. And to produce these protein based vaccination, you need actual coronavirus, the actual virus, the virus that is there. The genetic material is required to extract the protein out. So the input and output for the vaccination is definitely dependent on how much viruses you can make available to a production company, a pharmaceutical company, and they have to extract the protein out, and using that protein they have to make the vaccination. Then the next problem is shipping these vaccination, etc. So that is a big problem when it comes to protein based vaccination development. And so far all the vaccination that we have are all protein based vaccination, and in this case also whatever vaccine you have got in whichever part of the world, it's all protein based. And the DNA based vaccination is slightly different, and for DNA based vaccination you don't need the genetic material. Now let's look at what has happened so far in India. Because I'm an Indian, I will talk about what has happened so far. Even with the protein based vaccination, it is a humongous task to vaccinate the entire world's population of 7+ billion people. And there are two very populous countries in this world, which is India and China. So we don't know what is going on in China, but definitely in India, it's a democratic structure, and multiple states, etc. So far, we have been able to successfully vaccinate 600 million people. And the majority of these people have been given either Covishield, which is under licensed production of AstraZeneca, or Covaxin, which is a homegrown protein-based vaccination, or Sputnik, which is Russian. So while there are all others are available, like Pfizer and other well-known Moderna vaccinations are also available in India, but majority of the people of 600 million have been by and large being vaccinated by using these three major ones. However, I have to point out that only 15% are fully vaccinated. When I say fully vaccinated, it is like 2 doses. So when it comes to Covishield and Covaxin, or AstraZeneca or Pfizer, it is basically 2 doses which are required to fully vaccinate against the novel virus. Whereas in the case of Sputnik, they claim only one is sufficient. And so considering that there is a supply chain, the huge transportation required to ship, to manufacture, to ship the vaccination, to administer, you need medical staff to administer, and to manage the queue system, who will get it, who's eligible, who's not, all that, considering all the complexities, we have been able to achieve 600 million people vaccinated in India, and 15% are fully vaccinated. Now, as I said in the beginning, that the protein-based medicines or vaccination require actual genetic material to be supplied to the pharmaceutical company. So let's move on and discuss about how this protein-based vaccinations are produced. It's basically a dead virus. You can actually give a signature of the virus to the immune system of the body, and you can actually dead virus. Basically, you have to extract the protein out of the dead virus and administer that in certain known quantities into the person's body, in human's body, and human's immune system will then identify that there is a external protein now available in the body, and it starts developing antibodies to counter that protein. And once the antibodies are prepared by the immune system, then even if the actual virus comes inside, the immune system knows that I have to remove this external infection which is now entering the body. So the protein-based vaccination works as if they are a crash course for the immune system of the human body, and that is why they are quite effective. And they have been tried, tested for all kinds of different types of diseases like measles, chickenpox, etc. There are vaccinations available for many decades now, which are protein based, and they are very, very effective. They actually train and prepare your immune system, and when the infection comes, your immune system already has the antibodies and it will fight it out. You will not fall sick. You will not have any impact of that. So this is how the protein based vaccination works. Now let's look at how the DNA based vaccination works. Now DNA based vaccinations, first of all, the first difference is it does not require the genetic material to be supplied to the pharmaceutical company. Say, for example, if you just need the signature of the DNA, based on that you can make the DNA based medicines. So that is the first difference. That means you don't need to supply the input to the pharmaceutical company. That is first. Second is, it pretty much works in a similar fashion like the protein-based vaccination. It trains each and every cell to fight the infection because it is based on DNA. So the DNA of the corona will be supplied as a signature, and the immune system will basically understand this DNA of foreign body, and then this DNA it will teach each and every cell of the human body to fight that disease. So therefore, this is a much better way of protecting a body, because then your every cell of, it's not only the immune system which is fighting the infection. It is the every cell of the body which is now prepared to face the infection. The downside of a DNA, which DNA-based vaccination, is that it could change your genetic material as well. So now, I think scientists have done a lot of pros and cons around it. They have also understood that, whether we should have a DNA-based medicines or should not have. Nevertheless, I think there is enough study, and the DNA-based vaccination were invented in 1900. So I think enough time has passed. I think we are all ready to try this new way of treating ourselves, and it will be a permanent solution. There are a lot of advantages, because DNA-based vaccination can be produced at a much lower cost, and it does not require genetic material to be produced. So independent of the genetic material supplied to the pharmaceutical company, you can still generate the DNA-based vaccination. Number two advantage is it's very resilient. It does not require special storage facilities like lowering temperature, heat. It is immune to heat and cold temperature. So it's much easier to manage. And third thing is, it's much easier to administer, because it is working at the genetic level. You don't need to give an injection. You just need to make a small prick in your skin, and through the skin you can actually administer the vaccination. So it's much easier overall. It's less costly to produce, less expensive to transport, and also lot less tedious to administer. So as far as the Indian company is concerned, it is company is called Cadila Zydus. They have produced this. They have done a lot of research, and they have actually done clinical trials. They have also submitted their data of success of the clinical trials, and they say that right now it shows 70% efficacy. So it is very, very safe, and it is called Zycovid. And the company is also building capacity to produce 120 million doses annually. So this is going to change the paradigm completely. It will also help us fight corona epidemic or pandemic in a much better way, because we will once administer the DNA, we can actually create the DNA based vaccine in such a way that no SARS strain can infect the human race. So as long as we are able to take care of that, all kinds of different, we keep hearing about different mutation, etc. So all different mutations can be taken care by just one medicine, and it is a lot easier to produce. You don't need to provide any genetic input to the pharmaceutical company. So that is why there are a lot of advantages, and this medicine will be available shortly to Indians and to the rest of the world. I'm sure there are other countries who are also doing a lot of research in this area, and they will also come out with their DNA based vaccination for novel coronavirus. So friends, before I end, I have to also inform you that the link to access the book, which is called Inner CEO, from our sponsor, which is Performance Works International, is given in the description down below. And there is a message from them moment I press this button.
This video is sponsored by Performance Works International.
Are you ready for the challenges facing the modern workplace? Recent events have taught us the importance of transformation. Businesses now face a perfect storm of challenges. No business is too big to fail, and many are too slow to succeed. Our workforce is changing fast. We're entering a new age of empowerment and everyone can contribute. The Inner CEO reveals how we can all play a part in making leading at all levels a reality. Written by Jeremy Blaine, an expert on business transformation and growth, it provides a roadmap to help everyone unleash their inner CEO and contribute beyond their job role, whatever their level. Traditionally, strategy has been owned by the few. Now it's time for the many to contribute. Leadership must come from a broader base. Everyone has the potential to step up and make things happen. It's a new model of collective and collaborative leadership which unleashes the power of people, enabled by appropriate technology and a supportive management structure. The book provides a roadmap for a bold new age of empowerment. Supported by a range of resources, the book provides a toolkit to help anyone unleash their inner CEO. Organisation health, development and growth is owned at all levels. Are you ready to unleash the inner CEO?